Hi, folks. Welcome to the program All About Cars. My name is Ralph Medeiros. I own and operate Ralph's Auto Center. Welcome to the program. You can ring us up here at 9960500, 9960500. We can talk about any kind of car problems you're having, questions about tires, whatever. If you're in the market for a new car or a new-to-you car, if it's a good used car, we can talk about that. Some of the upside and the downside of buying a car, and questions. Or people always have questions. There's so much misinformation out there, and people listen to other people with opinions, and sometimes they're on, and more often than not, they're not on. They're wrong, and I deal with it pretty much every day. Okay, there's a ton of misinformation out there, even from people in the trades. Okay, I know we can disagree on issues on certain things, but there are some facts of the industry that just don't change. But you can give us a call here at 9960500. We can talk about it, whatever's bugging you today. We've got a great selection of cars we can talk about that we have in stock right now. We're running a sale here because right now at all the graduations, the end of the school year, and people are going for summer jobs or preparing, even some for summer school, prep school, new jobs, summer jobs, all kinds of things happening. It's a time of activity as we reach our solstice, our summer solstice soon, very soon. Actually, we've got, sad to say, we've got about another 10 days worth of increasing daylight. After which, after around June 21st, the tide of light starts to retract as we get into summer. I don't want to depress you, but that's the realities of life. So you have to get out there and enjoy it. Today, sunrise was at 5:09. 5:09. I mean, sometimes I get up like at 4:30, 4:15, and you can always see the twilight as the skies are brightening up. But the sunrise was at 5:09 this morning. We gained a minute from last Saturday. And sunset, the good news here is 8:18. 8:18. Wow. We gained 4 minutes from last Saturday. So we gained 5 for the week. We're almost at the moon high tide of our light into the northern hemisphere before it starts to pull back out. Such is the cycle of life. So you have to get out there and enjoy it. And high tide is about to happen not too far away. It's 1:54, 2 o'clock figure, depending where you are. But in the New Bedford Harbor area, it's a 1:54. And will be high tide. And low tide will be this evening at 7:38. 7:38. So if you guys are returning from fishing or out there at pigs and sow or hens and chickens, and you're going to come in at close to sunset, just remember, it's going to be pretty low. So you better know where your deep water is. So that's what's happening around you. And we've got a caller here. A very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hi, Ralph.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing? A1HCW checking in for an audio report.
Oh, okay.
You're doing pretty good. 5x9, no problem.
Good.
I'm listening to you on a 1960 transistorized Juliet portable rig.
Wow.
You know how those knockoffs were back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, the leather case with the strap and all that stuff. So
Japanese version, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
But it is what it is,
How many transistors? 7 or 8?
13.
Wow, that's a serious one.
Oh yeah, that's it had some public service bands on it back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
13.
Yeah.
That was a big selling point back in the day.
Yeah, 4C batteries, of course, and
wow, 4C.
It's all good, but it's got good fidelity. We're out in the backyard doing junk in the shed and all that, and I just figured I'd check in for the moral support anyway.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in and listening.
I'm going to have to hook up with you. I get an 11 Sierra GMC, and I'm going to need new rubber on there. So,
we got some super deals on tires. I can give you a lot of choices.
Yeah, she's got 43,000, so I'm going to need new sneakers. So
yeah.
I'll definitely stop by and.
We'll give you a fair number.
Yeah.
Give you choices, low price, middle price, high price, depending on what you're using the truck for. You make a decision that fits your budget.
Yeah, it's a work truck. It's just a 1,500 two-wheel drive, but, I like it. 8-foot bed, you know the drill. So 6-cylinder,
Yeah, well, that's what you need around the homestead.
Oh, I use my truck, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not the dual cab with the 2-foot bed with the toolbox. You know,
Right.
I got an 8-foot bed and I use it. You know.
Yeah. You can use it around the house and
That's it.
keep things going.
That's it. So.
Yeah, very good.
All right, I just figured I'd check in for support, and your 5x9 and the old tunes sound good, and keep it going.
Good.
I like your show.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's always good to hear about his report. Usually he's got his Kent Atwater, but now he's got a different rig running today. That's good. Let's see here. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Ralphie.
Billy.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm listening you on?
What do you got?
The 1941 General Electric.
Wow, General Electric. So you got those tubes there warming up the room for you.
Yep. The console one. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I know you got a lot of nice.
Today, and she's working very fine.
Yeah, you got a nice GE, console.
Yeah, General Electric. Yeah.
Now, which one is that? Is that the one just AM radio?
The 41. That's the only way good get is AM, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have shortwave in it, does it?
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah. It's got the regular band and 2 other bands, high and low.
Is that the one at the bottom of the stairway?
No, there's one in the dining room.
Okay. Oh, then I know which one you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about. Yep.
That's the one I got on. I didn't put on the Zenith yet. The one in the big living room.
Mm-hmm.
With the tuning eye.
Yep.
Yeah. I play them every day just to keep them going.
Yeah, it keeps them, warm them up, take the dampness out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good idea.
So, what's new up there?
Well, we've brought a few cars in, and a few cars are going out. Not the stuff that you would...
Well, not the stuff I would like. I don't know. What's wrong with him?
I have one car that comes close to what you like. We brought in a real clean, nice 2005 Buick LeSabre Limited. It's the pearl white, kind of like your Cadillac white, your pearl white you've got.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
It's that same paint, Billy.
Uh-huh.
It's that pearl white, metallic-y.
Yes.
It's the Caddy. It was exclusive to Caddy, but I guess Buick was able to
sneaked in there, huh?
Yeah, they printed a few of them. But this is a Buick LeSabre Limited, bombed out, loaded, got every option in it. And it's 75,000 miles, and it's priced at under $8,000, and that's a good value for somebody who wants a car that's loaded, a nice ride.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody hits you in these little tin cans that are running around these days, this Buick's got some metal around it.
Chance.
Yeah, you got a chance. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So that one's priced under $8,000. Got a lot of, we've brought in some more Subarus and.
You guys love those Subarus, huh?
Well, we sell them. I mean, people, we send them all over the place, and we thoroughly go through them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you have to, go through them. I mean, these cars drive you nuts these days. I mean, I don't care what year it is, what brand it is. These technical problems you run into these days are real, they keep you busy. They really do. Got a nice, I think that's sold. I don't want to talk about it. I was going to talk about a GMC truck, but I think that one's gone. But it brought in a 2010 Honda Element, and that car there is clean, all-wheel drive. It's got tons of room in it. You can fold the seats up in the back. If you've got animals, or you go camping, or kayaking, or kids, anything you're doing with it, if you're an active family, it's a nice car to have. Those, and it's a fairly newer model. It's an XE, so it's loaded right up. It's an automatic. And
so you guys haven't been running into any good caddies lately, the big Lincolns, huh?
Actually, we're looking for a caddy for a lady now. We haven't seen them out there. Let's rephrase that. We've seen them, but not the ones we'd buy. Okay.
Yeah, if you're going to buy something, buy it. Right.
Right.
When it comes time for me, I want to get something like I got now. I don't want, walk out the door and say, well, everything's coming apart.
Yeah. It's hard to buy today. It really is. We look at more cars. Out of every 10 we look at, maybe 3 we'd buy. I mean, that's about the rate, 30%, if I had to put a number on it.
Yeah.
On some lines even less, other lines a little more, percentage increase, depending. Brought in a Toyota RAV, which is an all-wheel drive, competes against the Honda CVRs and things like that, and the Mazda Tribute, those kind of cars. We brought a nice little Toyota in. It's a RAV4 limited edition, loaded right up, 4-cylinder, champagne color. It's an 06, only has 67,000 miles. It's priced at under $11,500. So I know you're not big into Japanese.
No, one I like, you know what I like.
Yeah, the Lexus.
That's the one.
Yeah, the Lexus 400. You like
I haven't seen one in your lot since the last one.
Yeah.
That you had there.
Well, they bring all the money and they're hard to buy. You know, we do buy them, but they bring all the dough. The 400.
Yeah, but the big one I had, that's the most expensive one, right?
Right.
Because they do downgrade some of them.
Yeah, they have a smaller one, the 300 series. Yeah, I think they're 330s now. I forgot what the heck they call them, but they do have a smaller one. Yeah, they're out there, but they are expensive. You will spend some dough, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, you know, Ralphie, if you want a nice car with very low mileage, you got to pay a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree.
And if you want to pay cheap, you're going to get cheap. So if you're going to buy a good used one, then get a good one that's really nice, fairly low mileage, and then you'll be set for quite a few years, you know, to use it.
Yeah. The Lexus, the newer ones they're all pricey these days, but the bigger ones, you know, they have hybrids in the version now, and all these different models. They keep changing the game, so to speak.
And you know something? I don't see many of them around either.
Well, I mean,
you know, driving around, I'm looking. I see a lot of Hondas and Hyundais and all that stuff, but I don't see the Lexus. Not many of them. I see one now and then. You know.
Well, you'll see more on TV than you will around here. Let's be honest. I mean, you know.
I guess so. Huh?
Yeah, I'm not being a wise guy, but I'm just saying if you're down in, you know, Florida, South Florida, you see plenty of them. You know, I'm sure in the Boston metro you see a fair number of them, and you know, towns where there's money and people can afford to buy those cars new because they are pricey, and you know, that's just the reality of it.
Well, I seen one the other day, a black one, you know, with the L on it, and then black one, but that's the only one I've seen for a while, you know.
Yeah, I know you like those. You know, we've been looking for them. We buy them if we see them. You know, the big one too. I mean, the new model, I think they call it ES350.
I wouldn't know what you call them. I don't know much about it. No.
That's the smaller one. It's kind of like it's based on the Avalon floor plan. You know, the wheelbase. That's priced at just under $40,000. So I guess when you get done shipping it and putting the extra equipment in it, you know, because they always have options. Even a Lexus, you'll probably be over $40,000 on the small one. You know. The big one is. I say the big one's probably around 65 new. If I had to put a guess on it. So.
Yeah, I think that's a little pricey for me.
Yeah, well, new. Yeah. I agree with you there. I mean, yeah, they're not cheap. Nothing's cheap. And they have them even going higher. They go up to like 80,000 if you want to get into the high performance.
They're in the category of Lincolns and Cadillacs. Oh,
they're into like the Beamer class, you know. They have one that's you know, talking horsepower over 450 horse, V8 engines, priced at 85 and up. You know, starting at 85 and up on their high performance GS model, GF something. I forget.
Just think, if you live in New Bedford, if you bought one of them cars, it's just like buying a house here.
Yeah, you could buy a house, couldn't you?
Right?
Yeah. I know, right?
Gee whiz.
Well, if there was more prosperity around, you'd see more Lexuses.
Yeah,
I mean, that's,
you're right.
That's the way it is. I mean, you go down to South Florida, Palm Beach, I'm sure you see plenty of Lexuses. Yeah, you see all the Lexuses.
So you ride around with Hondas and the Hyundais and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I do see quite a few caddies around, you know. Since I got mine, I see quite a few.
Yeah.
A couple parked down the street, one the other street. I see some on Rockdale Avenue. So they're around, so...
Yeah, you see them. I mean, you go to places where there's a lot of tourists. You go down to Cape, you go to Newport, you go to bigger cities, you know, like not so much Providence. Providence has a little more selection, but Boston, Metro, you know, you get into Concord, Lexington, places like that where there's a lot of professional people making good money. Universities, some of these professors do very well, teachers and administrators, you know, they drive or lease these expensive cars that you normally just don't see many. Although, I saw another Bentley. There was a Bentley. In Dartmouth. I used to see one. And then there was a silver one. Then I think he traded it or released another one. I think it's a red one he has. And now I saw another Bentley cruising around. I said, whoa. Now I know we have a lot of summer people who come up here for a few weeks in the summer.
I guess so.
And but it had mass tags. So,
it did?
Yeah, it had mass tags. So it could be somebody.
It just stays here and they just take the plane down or something.
It could be somebody who comes from Boston Metro and maybe has a place he stays in, Mission Point, Salters Point, Non-Quit, whatever,
Yeah,
so.
and poor areas.
Yeah, the poor areas.
You notice what I noticed, though?
What's that?
I was in a lot of caddies, and not like mine, they didn't have no bumper guards anymore, bumper uprights in them. It's all plastic, complete plastic.
Are you talking the chrome bumper guards they used to put on the bumpers in the 70s and the 60s?
Yeah, but my caddy has them in the front.
Yeah, but you used to call them like bumper barrettes kind of thing, right? Bumper guards, right? Yeah, that's the term, wasn't it? Jeez, you're making me drill deep.
Come on, I'm trying to make your memory go.
Yeah, I know. Bumperettes. Jesus, Billy, I think I'm watching a 70s... what's his name? They were Charles Bronson, the 70s movie in New York with... what the hell was the series he made?
Got you confused, huh?
Death Wish. When I saw, used to see the New York.
Death Wish, right? Yeah.
We used to go down to Jerome Avenue and buy a lot of cars out of New York, and all those New York cars had those bumperettes because of they park them bumper to bumper, so everybody's bumpers would get mangled or beat up, and they put those on to protect the car.
Right.
And when I saw that, I said, "Oh, that car's out of New York, or Metro New York." You just knew. Because they used those, I don't want to say exclusively, but pretty much they were they used them the most.
Well, bumper, what I used to call them bump uprights.
Yeah.
Usually they were in the front and the rear.
Yep. And they would, they on each side, they were about a foot high, 12 inches or so, right?
Yep.
And they were matched to the car, chrome, and they had a big rubber bump pad, a bump pad against
in the middle.
Yep, and you'd put them equal, opposite each side, equal, so it looked good.
Yep.
And you'd they bolted on or clamped onto the chrome bumper that was on the car.
It bolted on with the bumper. The bumper bolt rights come from the back of the bumper into the bumper guard.
Yep, they were very sturdy.
Yep. Oh yeah.
They could take a beat.
That's what I'm saying. I look at my caddies. There's two of them in the front.
Yep.
And the rest of the caddies is nothing no more.
Yeah. No, I know you don't. You don't see that. Yeah, that's something today that younger people don't have a clue about.
You're right.
I don't have a clue about when you look at stuff like that today. But that, when you watch a movie from the 70s, I noticed it on cars, especially in New York. If you watch The French Connection, for instance, right?
Yeah.
That movie has a lot of old cars in it, and it has a hell of a chase scene in it.
Yeah, well, there was one. Yeah, I seen the night on TV, a 1941 Lincoln, and it had those big bumper guards, and then it had the ones that they called the wingtips on them, on the bumpers. Remember them?
Wingtips?
Yeah. They were edges of bumper on both sides. Plymouth did a lot of that in the 40s.
No, I'm trying to visualize the wingtips.
Yeah, that's what they call wingtips. They bolted right on to the edge, both ends of the front bumper.
And what do they do?
Well, it protected the fender more or less. You know what I mean?
Yeah, from a side side swipe kind of deal in the pocket.
And it made the car look even fancier. But they were really there because with the bumper they wrapped around to come to the fender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this would be right on the edge there. It bolted right onto the bumper, and it come up maybe about 6-8 inches. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing squirrel tails on antennas and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. But if you look, if you ever see a 41 Plymouth and back, the 40, 39, you'll see those wingtips. That's what they call wingtips.
Wingtips, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that terminology, yeah.
Well, I'm trying to educate you.
I know that. So what was the purpose of it, though? What did it protect or do?
Well, the purpose was two things. One, it would protect the fender where it just come to the wheel well, right?
Yeah.
Front wheel well. Second, it was something fancy that you would put on the front of the car, but some you could buy them, but a lot of them come from the dealership with the wingtips on them.
I see. It was put on as an accessory.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I remember we used to put body side moldings on. The first generation back in the 60s, we'd rivet them on and then insert the metal. It was an aluminum runner you'd put in, and then you'd insert the vinyl insert.
Yeah.
And they were riveted. Then they came out with adhesives. The adhesives started getting to be a quality, good enough to pretty much hold on fairly well. All right?
Yes.
And then we used to do vinyl tops. I remember in them days, guys would come around and put a vinyl top on a hard top, a Pontiac or something. They put if you had a green interior.
Even four-door sedans, they put them on.
Yep.
Chrysler was good for that.
Yeah.
Put them on 4 doors.
Pontiacs too. A lot of Chevys, Pontiacs.
Yeah.
Would do that, of course. And Fords. Fords had a lot of LTDs and all that.
Yeah, but before that, now you go back to the 40s, right?
Yeah.
You used to drill holes in the body and put the nut there, and the molding you have to clip it from the top. Take your palm and where the bolt was, and just pop it on.
What are you popping on now? You're talking about the.
Put on a clip.
Okay. For the body side molding?
Yes. Used to be clips.
Yep. Used to be clipped.
Remember?
Yep.
There would be so many in a door, and they would be put right on and bolted on. And then you, once they were on, you would take the molding, come to the top of the clip, bring it down, and then where the clip was, not in the middle because you'd bend the molding, you just palm your hand, just hit it, and the clip, you hit right in like that. Yep. You know why? Because I just did it to my Plymouth.
Huh.
So I remember doing them, and they're like a butterfly. It's a spring in there. Where you once you stick it into the body molding or the fender, it expands, and then you have a little clip, like a little wigwag thing, as I call it, and you push that to the edge of that molding, and then off it goes right on. Same thing with the rocker panel molding.
Rocker panel molding, wow.
Yep, but they don't have them no more today. I don't even know if the kids know what that is.
Yeah, well, they used to be, they'd have runners on the rocker panel so you wouldn't slide off or slip off, or, that were riveted on to the rocker panel itself.
Yeah, but you see, now, on my Plymouth, they had the moldings there, and they fit into a hole. You just tap it in with a soft hammer, and it gets in the steel, and you hear it lock in. Then you take the molding, and there's a ridge edge at the top of the molding that fits over this clamp. And when it comes down, all you do is just take the palm of your hand with a rag and just pop it right on. And then the front part of it, it has it already welded onto the molding. You just put a washer and a nut, and you tighten it down. It comes to the front of the, right to the fender.
This is OEM equipment now we're talking, right?
This is old stuff we're talking now.
But it's factory, OEM, right? Original?
Oh, yes, it's all, yes, exactly.
It's not aftermarket.
If you lost one of them clips, well, I don't know where you would get one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not aftermarket.
So when I took it off and they were rusty, I sanded them and buffed them off, and I painted them all up again, and then I put them on. But that's how it used to be in the old cars, putting them on that way.
Yeah, things have radically changed as far as labor, time. I remember, chasing water leaks were a real problem. I mean, it's still a problem to a degree, but not like it used to be. Water leaks on American cars were notorious for water leaks. And,
cat whiskers, you know what they are, right?
Yeah, cat whiskers.
Yeah. Do you know where they go?
Yeah, I know what it is now. It came back to me. You kind of stumped me there. My hard drive I had to go back to the ancient file there. Well, not that bad, but yeah, the cat whiskers for those folks out there, especially anybody who's, I would say at the least, you have to probably be 50 and up. When you pull up to a curb, the little cat whiskers would rumble or vibrate, and you knew you were close to the curb.
No, those aren't cat whiskers.
Oh, which I'm thinking.
Those are curb feelers.
Oh, curb feelers. I flunked.
Those are curb feelers.
Curb feelers. All right, I'm thinking when you pull up to the curb, the old timers would have that on. Say, kid, put these on so they wouldn't scrape up their white walls.
Right. Yes. Yep.
That's what I'm thinking about. Cat whiskers.
Yeah,
that's
cat whiskers.
Because a cat's whiskers, they know if they can go through an alleyway or get into an area that's tight based on their whiskers. So when you said cat whiskers, I'm thinking about going up against the curb. You notice how close you can go.
No. Cat whiskers go in the inner and the outer doors, where the glass slides up and down.
Yeah.
Those are cat whiskers. That's what we call cat whiskers. Years ago, you'd have to buy them, cut them, and you'd have to drill holes and put little screws in them. And then AMC come out with them, with hooks. They already had holes in the panels, and they just fit right in.
So what the hell did they do?
They stopped the glass from rattling.
Oh.
And kept the glass nice and straight.
You're talking about the glass that you crank up and down.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones we're talking old now, okay?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking, so I said you cranked up and down. But,
well, you still crank them today, don't you?
Well, most of them's electric, but, 99, I'd say 95% of the cars are electric. 95, more than that, but electric windows nowadays, power windows.
Yeah. But that what cat whiskers are. And they keep glass nice, straight, and clean. Stops a lot of the weather from going down into the door.
Huh. So it's basically a molding that it went up against the glass, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the inner panel, okay, and the outer panel, the door panel. There was two of them.
Yeah. So
but years ago, if you put the cat whiskers in, you'd have to cut it to the size of whatever the door was.
Yeah.
You would have to drill holes, and these fine little screws, you'd have to screw them in.
Yeah.
Then AMC come out with the cat whiskers already with these clips.
Huh.
And the door panel was already, you could count. You couldn't go wrong because it would count how many you had. If you had it backwards or frontwards, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then all you do is just clip them right in.
Wow.
And now they just have the rubber.
Well, yeah, now they have these heavy rubber channels that the glass slides up and down.
Yep.
And speaking of which, it's a good idea, even on your car, Bill, your caddy, and folks out there, to spray those. Well, we'll do it when you come in for an oil change.
Right, yeah, you're talking about that. I do that, yeah.
Spray them with silicone, spray silicone. Get those channels well lubed. When the glass is all the way down, you spray the silicone at the top of the window, let it drip down the tracks on both sides.
Keeps them rubbers nice.
Yep, and if you see it drip out the bottom of the door, the weep holes, that's no big deal. It's only silicone, and you'll see a window slide up, go up and down. Oh, my God, at least a 33% improvement, I would say. And you put less stress on the motor, or if you crank it, less stress on the mechanism. And it lasts.
You're right. That one, you told me about that, so that one I learned about that with the new car,
Lasts much longer. You won't be doing a window regulator, which will run you at least several $100s to replace.
Yeah.
And
hello, Ralphie.
Yeah. Well.
That was our little lesson for today.
Yeah.
You got the cat whiskers and the curb feel in the wrong area, but you got it.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to visualize those cat whiskers. I'm thinking of, the curb feelers. Yeah. I can remember.
I got them on my Plymouth with the fat white wall. Because if you hit the curb, well, you scuff the hell out of them.
Yeah. Oh, the old timers would go nuts. They say, I remember moving, hey, kid, you better not scrape with those white walls. Basically, I'll kick your butt. So I said, oh, boy, this guy's, he'd be watching, Don't worry, I'll do it right. Oh, just...
All right, Ralph, if someone else want to talk to you, maybe they'll know about cat whiskers or the other things.
Okay.
All right,
Billy.
catch you later.
Thanks, Billy.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we'll be right back. I think. The miracles of technology here. Give me a call here at 9960500. Tell me who this voice is, and you win yourself a set of wiper blades. No cheating, please. Set of wiper blades. If you know who this voice is, 9960500, 9960500.
What price happiness? What price happiness? Who can truthfully say? But for every share, with tears we pay. Love is happiness. I've had happiness. But it ended one day. Now I look at life a different way. When skies are cloudy and gray, they're only gray for a day. So wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away until that sunshine peeps through There's only one thing to do. Wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away. Say, castles may tumble, that's fate after all. Life's really funny that way. No use to grumble, smile as they fall. Weren't you king for a day? Say, just remember that sunshine always follows the rain. And wrap your troubles in dreams. Dream your troubles away.
Okay, we got a lot of phone calls here. We'll start at the top. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon, Rudy Valley.
Nope. Thank you, though. Good shot. Yeah. Hi, caller.
Good morning,
Hi.
Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby, you got it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you got it. That was an early
That's
version.
what I was going to say, a very early Bing Crosby.
Yeah, you got a
I
good...
just watched a movie with him this morning, and the voice was much more deeper.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, yeah, that was Bing Crosby, Wrap Your Troubles in Dreams.
Uh-huh.
They thought totally different in the 30s and 20s than they do now, huh? When you think
Yeah.
about it, you know. I mean, obviously things change, styles change, music change.
Right.
But the mindset is different. That was 1931.
Whoa.
1931. So you're dating yourself, kid.
No, I wasn't even born.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Well, do you drive a car?
Yes, I do.
Well, you have a set of wiper blades. You know where we are?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you've been there before?
Definitely.
Okay. Okay, we're going to put you on hold. We'll take another call here, and we'll take some information from you.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, okay. Stand by.
Whistle and dream your cat.
Matt, let's see. I got to go here. Hi, caller. Caller, you there? Hello? No?
Hello?
Hi, caller.
Hi.
Hi.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Oh, good. I wasn't sure if it was me or not.
Yeah.
I was going to say that was Bing Crosby.
Yeah, we had another caller who got it.
Oh,
You weren't
okay. So I
listening to your
missed
phone?
out then.
Did you hear it or no?
I was kind of having my volume down so I wouldn't interfere with your
Well,
the radios.
We'll put you in for a set of wiper blades too. How's that?
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so we'll put you in. I guess we're going to have to put Matt, we'll have to take their numbers off air. So you stand by.
Sure.
And we'll pick up these two callers and we'll take the data.
Very good.
Stand by. I'm going to put you on hold. Let's see this button right here, right, my friend? Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to just let him play out his tune and we'll take this information.
What price happiness, what price happiness? Who can truthfully say? But for every share, with tears we pay. Love is happiness, I've had happiness. But it ended one day. Now I look at life a different way. When skies are cloudy and gray, they're only gray for a day. So wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away until that sunshine peeps through. There's only one thing to do. Wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away. Castles may tumble, that's fate after all. Life's really funny that way. No use to grumble, smile as they fall. Weren't you king for a day? Say, just remember that sunshine always follows the rain. And wrap your troubles in dreams. Dream your troubles away. when skies are cloudy and gray. They're only gray for a day. Whistle and dream your care.
We took care of business there, and we got these folks. Maybe we'll play another tune if I can dig something up. But you can give us a call here, 996-0500. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. A lot of things happening out there in the world. Automobiles, politics, you name it, it's happening. But, I think we have to get down and just enjoy the weather, the summer. We wait 9 months of the year for summer to arrive. And, God, this spring has been really reluctant on turning into summer, hasn't it? It's been rather on the coolish side. Some people like it. I mean, it's nice and dry. But it's just been this spring's been a chilly spring. I think the spring's been, in retrospect, a colder spring than the winter. The winter we had was actually rather moderate. Spring has been a meaner spring. That's the way it is, I guess. General Motors sales in May set a record in China, up 16.9%. That's why they're investing so much money over there, folks. They're doing well. Their economy is doing better than we are. They're having growth. General Motors and its joint ventures in China sold a record 295,282 vehicles in May, up 16.9% from the same month a year ago, as three brands and SUV sales set records for the month. GM said Buick sales rose 61% year over year to 100,864 vehicles. That's just for 1 month now. Okay. Imagine that, though, up 61% year to year. I don't think there's a Buick dealer around here in this country that's seeing 61. I don't think they're seeing a 20% sales growth year to year, let alone a 61% sales growth. And Buicks are relatively expensive over there. That's considered more of a Highline car versus their own brands, their own Chinese brands, because it's an American brand. Even though they build it there, it's considered more on the upscale luxury. Okay, so they sold over 100,000 Buicks, a high for May, while its luxury Cadillac brand sales rose 30% from May 2015. They sold 8,568 Cadillacs sales in May, also set a monthly high. The Bojan, that's their joint venture with a Chinese company. That's under the Chinese brand, BAOJUN deliveries. Bojan deliveries increased 80% year over year to 43,515 vehicles, also setting a May record. GM vehicle deliveries in China achieved robust growth in May, China President Matt Tinsel said in a statement. While demand for SUVs, MPVs, multi-purpose vehicles, and luxury vehicles remained strong, we also saw impressive demand for passenger car models such as the Buick XL GT. Chevy sales dropped 24%. That's off on that number from May 2015 to 38,114 vehicles. And Weiling sales fell 5%. So that's their, they have to be a joint venture, so Weiling is a joint venture with Chevy. They sold, Weiling sales fell 5% to 104,170 vehicles. Though May GM sales, through May, GM said its sales in China are up 4.3% from the same months of 2015, setting a record for the period of nearly 1.54 million vehicles. China is GM's largest sales market. China is GM's largest sales market. GM sold more than 3.6 million vehicles in China last year. Did that register with you folks? China is GM's largest sales market. So, bottom line is they're making money, or more money, in China than anywhere else. Okay? Things have changed so much, haven't they, in our country? Going to change a hell of a lot more, too, if you haven't realized it. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Well, where were those vehicles built?
China.
They were built in China.
Absolutely.
Well, there should be a tariff on them.
No.
U.S. products.
These are General Motors has joint ventures with Chinese companies to build vehicles in China that are sold in China. So GM is selling more vehicles built in China under a joint venture than they're selling anywhere else on Earth, including these United States.
Why is it just GM? Is it just because of government motors?
Well, I'm reading information on General Motors. There are other reports that came in, but General Motors sales set a record in China. They're up 16.9% in the month of May.
And we're letting them manufacture them over there. Do they bring any of those cars here, Ralph?
They're bringing in a Buick SUV, a small one. They're supposed to be bringing in from China. That's completely built in China.
See, we shouldn't be allowing any of that.
Well, you got to be careful with that, Larry, because
Well, you know what?
You got to have trade. I mean, you can't become a isolationist. Our country is built on
isolation. They're pouring over the friggin' borders. We're paying for it.
We got our legs wide open at the border. I don't argue.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, don't you like the
We got a 20% national unemployment rate that they're feeding you a line of doo-doo on a 4% unemployment rate. If you work 1 day a week, you're considered employed in the United States of America.
Well, no, we have some real issues, and, just...
And our tax dollars bailed out GM, and they're over there building them cars over there. You don't see anything wrong with that picture?
Well, no, it's American corporate investments overseas.
We should have never invested. We should have never bailed out GM. That's what I'm getting at. Never.
Well, now you get into a philosophical decision to...
It's not philosophical. It's economical. You should never did it.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have been allowed to do it.
Well, Ford was able to raise the money on their own, their family. General Motors, Chrysler.
Ford stock goes nowhere because I got it.
Well,
you do get dividends, but it goes nowhere.
Well, what are they at? 14. I even followed Ford recently.
14, 15.
I would say 14. Yeah, it's been that way for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah. When they crashed, it was down to $2, $3, $4, and if you had some steons there, you could have bought it up, but it was scary.
Yeah, Ford. That's right. It was around $3. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
but you can't. We can't.
It could have gone right down the old crapper tube.
You got to remember. Just a little mini history lesson here. Way back in the late 18th century, early 19th century. I should say it was the late 17th century and early 18th century. American merchant sea vessels were a pain in the butt to the British because our ships would sail 7 days a week, would load more cargo, and for much less. And the British ships were unionized, or what they'd call unions back then, and they detested us because we would take a lot of their trade from them because we were lean and competitive and hungry. And now it's all reversed. Now we're fat and lazy. Not all of us. A lot of us are working our butts off harder now than ever.
You ain't kidding, my friend.
No.
The three of them, 1, 2, 3, it's up if somebody's working.
Yeah, but everybody, I don't know. It's we're at a major change.
How can GM be growing like that over there? We're not getting our cut out of that. Something.
Well, no, their stockholders will get the dividend. I mean, if the company's doing well and you own GM stock and they're making that much money in China, of course, it's joint venture now. They're not allowed to own the whole company, so they have to do a joint venture. So there's technology sharing with their joint venture. So
that just goes to show you there's big trade issues.
Well, yeah, it gets complicated.
Bad deals. We're making bad deals.
Well, I guess some of them can be construed to be bad deals. I'm sure that these people who enter...
I would consider my tax dollars bailing out GM and them over there building American-made, supposedly American designed and engineered and established in America. Now it's over in China. The Chinese are building it. The government bailed out the company. Are you kidding me? That should be wrong.
What?
To me. Double wrong. Unemployment rate, national unemployment rate is 20%, and they won't say it.
Well, I mean...
GDP, nothing.
Yeah, that's why they're... yeah, I know.
Nothing. Puerto Rico, ready to go down.
Puerto Rico is down. They're down to 73 billion. That's going to be reset there.
It's ready to collapse, and other states on the way.
Well, there's other states. Look at the city of Chicago. It's a disaster.
But we keep giving money to them. We're spending money in Chicago now. They're giving the thugs $9,000 a year if they could stay out of trouble in Chicago.
Chicago is well, I hate to say it, but Chicago is a
Ron
Emanuel.
Trouble, the government will give you $9,000.
Well, it's this is what happens when you have the Democrats run cities. They go broke.
But they're lying.
And you know what? And I say that, people say, "Oh, he's probably Republican." No, the Republicans are complicit. So they're both. They're complicit. So they have unfunded pension liabilities that are astronomical.
And they're going to crash. Wait till I can't. I almost wish one of these states would just go boop, and the state and federal pension plan would just go boop, and then everybody would say, "Oh, there's something wrong here."
Well, I think the chickens are starting to come home.
It's going to be a little late if we vote Hillary in for 4 more years.
Well, you don't.
We might not bounce back on 4 more years.
You don't feel comfortable with the last 8? You don't feel the
I don't feel the love at all.
You don't feel the economic rise and prosperity? You don't want to continue?
No, 4% unemployment rate, Ralph. This country's doing better than it's ever been since I've been president of this country.
Well,
this is a real job, so don't go on the late night show. Don't do the slow jam, because this isn't a reality show.
Well,
don't you hear the hypocrisy?
Look at the prosperity we've enjoyed in the last 8 years.
Oh,
actually, the last 16 years, if you want to really drill down.
We're working today. I'm thinking about working tomorrow myself, just so I can maybe grab a little bit more profit for the week.
Well, yeah, profit.
These 13 guys was scared to hire an extra guy because now you're going to give 10 days off. Thanks to the government. Not to those who deserve it, not to those who put in their time, because to those that the government decided that your business should do.
Well, everything the government gets involved in, if you look at it, if you really seriously look at it, well, it's just like the war on poverty that Johnson started in earnest in the 60s, really get pushing on it. Now we have more poverty. Think about that. We spent trillions, hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars on the war on poverty. We have more poverty now than we did in the 60s as a percentage. So it's interesting when you see this, but that's the way government is. It's most people, and we've dumbed down in the interim in the last 40, 50 years that have passed. So the future looks good, Larry. Enjoy the decline. Enjoy the decline. That's all I can tell you. It's just, we're going to enjoy the decline.
No because,
you have cultural morons growing up now, a lot of them. And you know what? When I say that's not the ones who dropped out of school, I'm talking the ones graduating out of university.
Exactly, they're morons. They know nothing.
They've been indoctrinated, not educated, and that's reality. So enjoy the decline, my friend.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but guess what? I can restructure it anytime.
Yeah. We got a break for the news. Okay, we got to go for the news. Bye-bye. Caller, stay with us.
Let us all be grateful.
right, son.
Okay. Kate Smith, God Bless America. Irving Berlin had originally written that as a poem, put it to music later in the 30s. And that's one of the first, I think that is the first version of it that was recorded. And I think you heard in there a little bit of Ronald Reagan there when he was a young guy. That's out of a movie. And that goes out to Jack Nabriga. Jack, I hope you're feeling well. Okay. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hey, Ralphie.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
you're there. I had somebody else on hold, but okay, you're here.
How are you?
Oh, hold on, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Listen to that music. That's when America was, we had common sense. Now we're entering a realm of liberal stupidity.
Well, I think we've been in the realm of a lot of stupidity for quite some time now.
Yeah. We've got Senator Warren. Her nickname is Pinocchio. And we've got Hillary Rotten Clinton.
Yeah, but I think those
Pinocchio knows.
Well, you can use adjectives like that, but I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point as to their ideology and how determined they are to keep it implemented.
I don't bask in their ideology or their Democratic Party of perversion of stupidity.
But the way you're describing, using the adjectives you are, you take away from the seriousness of their commitment, okay? And
well, she's a liar.
Well, it's easy to say those things, and everybody's a liar from left and right. I mean, yeah.
Well, she pimps out the world to funnel money into her library, and she's works for the State Department, borders on treason. When you're taking money from a country that is the civil rights violations towards women, the human rights, but you'll go in and take their money to garner influence, that's pretty treasonous in my eyes. Maybe not in the liberals' eyes. In the liberal eyes, I think it's just,
Well, you're talking about Saudi Arabia, where women's rights are a little more truncated than they are over here?
Yeah, they stone their women, they whip them, they let them ride in pickup trucks in the back while the men drive in the cabs. There's some great... I think Teddy Kennedy would probably be in line for women's rights. I forgot what he did to Mary Jo. He was really good with women.
Yeah, but, okay, you have to get back to the message and the ideology and change minds that way. You'd be a good spokesperson for, like, in some... maybe certain parts of the country where they like this kind of conversation. I guess, I don't know, I think you have to really look at the issues, look at the propaganda and both sides and how they come out. And
well, Hillary, she generally appeals to women basically if they're activists in college and they're generally college women who are very opinionated, and the average working, maybe blue-collar woman has more of a insight of common sense than the probably 40 to 70-year-old woman who...
Well, I think we're at a crossroads in the country, and believe me, when I say this, I'm no advocate of Hillary Clinton. I've made that public. I'm ABC, anybody but Clinton. And I'm not enamored by Trump either. I have some reservations as well.
Oh, yeah, me too. But I'm not a woman hater. There's nothing more better than a female that lives in South Carolina, Texas. They've got spunk and spitfire, and they have
whoa. So what are you just going to wipe off the whole Northeast and women? I mean, people are people. Listen, you can't just judge people on their gender or their race as easy as you do. See, you're wrong in your thought processes. You just can't come out there with a flamethrower and you're doing away with some people. I mean,
okay, I'll turn the gas down on my thrower.
No, but you're saying that all the New England women are then liberal and for Hillary's agenda. That's far from being true. There's a lot of people who are not in agreement with her ideology or that of Elizabeth Warren, and they're white people. They're people of color. They're people of different religious backgrounds. So you just come out with these very inflammatory statements. You really have to reset yourself and think differently. I'm not taking you off your message, but you're not.
I think I need to trade in.
If you're talking to the lowest common denominator, I guess you have a place. But if you
lowest common denominator, the woman, actually has common sense. Usually, the Cambridge, maybe Harvard-trained woman basks in that liberal stupidity that Elizabeth Warren basks in.
Well, see, what you have to do
Pinocchio.
is...
You know what Pinocchioism is?
Yeah.
Pinocchioism is the more you lie, the more the liberals love you. Hey, I got to go. I got to eat some grub.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. God almighty. All right. Who's the fellow who's been holding here for turning 2? Okay. Thank you, caller, for holding. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hey. Jay, how are you? Sorry, I snuck under the rug there. So
let me give you some of the rest of the bad news about jobs.
Yeah.
Did you happen to read the article in the New York Times? In the New York Times, of all places.
Really?
Yeah. Thousands of people have had, not blue-collar people, financial services, banking houses, big shots, have had their hours cut down to 29.5 hours per week. Why?
Because Obama.
So they don't have to buy Obamacare. They're now considered part-time workers.
Exactly. Yeah. Does that? Yeah. I'm not surprised to see that.
You know, the Unaffordable Care Act.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yeah. No.
Let's pass this thing before, and then we can find out what's in it. Right.
Yeah. It's just kind of like
we are finding out.
Just like the trade, the TPP. Let's pass it, and then you can read it.
Yeah, sure. Let's pass it, and then turn our.
You can't read it till 90 days, or is it 180 days later?
Of course not.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the game.
You know.
See, the game's rigged, and but see. We've done it to ourselves because if you think back to your parents and your grandparents, a lot of those folks back then were lucky to finish high school. Now, those that didn't finish high school had to go to work usually for economic reasons. That didn't mean they were stupid people. Far from it. They were hardworking, moral people. They knew right from wrong. They knew what integrity meant. And they actually read at a higher level than people today graduating out of high school.
Some of them read at a higher level than people graduating from college.
Yes. No, I don't have no doubt about it. So, you know, when we look back and you see the changes of our culture now, okay, we've been fed this dogma, okay, and we've lapped it up. We've gotten lazy, and, you know, we watched TV. The TV is made everybody's genetically modified their brains. And people today, I mean, if they hold a book, I don't think many young people don't know what it feels like to open a book and get past page 10. Okay?
And if they hold it, they probably hold it upside down.
I'm talking about not being forced to in school. I'm talking once they're out and they have the time, the leisure to read a book or do what they want with their time. And I can tell you right now, picking a book up, you know, is not one of them.
Well, you know,
not all of them. Now, we can't be judgmental to the point. There are some good kids who get it.
Sure, there are.
There are some people in the trenches trying to make change. But if you think we're going to go down this you know...
the problem is the people trying to make change will become co-opted because if you don't do what the Speaker of the House says, he'll make your life a living hell.
But that's true at that level, yes. But he's also got his masters. And you have to ask yourself, who are his masters? When you're talking
the lobbyists who bought and sold him.
That's right.
Nobody gets elected to anything without oodles of money.
Right.
And where does that money come from? People like MoveOn.org, who will tell you what to do. The Koch brothers, whoever provides the money will tell you what they want done.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, there's people juicing the system. It's like all this gun violence and these crazies go out and, you know, at schools and theaters. And you know, now there's legislation to sue the gun manufacturers. It's like you take your car and you drive up on a sidewalk and you wipe out 10 pedestrians in a downtown area. Well, let's sue Hyundai because you were driving a Hyundai and they made the car and they're responsible for what you did. That's absurdity. Totally.
Well, whose fault is it that...
What about the medications they're on, okay? Mind-altering drugs, because these people have severe issues. Why don't they go after them? Because most of these kids, men, young men primarily, young white men primarily, have done these really heinous crimes, and a lot of them on psychotic medicines, lithiums and all these other drugs that are mind-altering, and they're all screwed up, and they're increasing. More people now are dysfunctional. I don't know. I like to see the internet shut down for 24 hours and cell phones.
I don't think... Whoa, are you kidding?
No, I just like to see people. People would not know how to...
be able to survive.
Well, you'd hear a lot of swearing, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's really sad when somebody gets cut to 29 and a half hours, and they're told, you're now a part-time worker. If you want to make more money, go get another job. You'll get 2 jobs. You won't get the Unaffordable Care Act in either one of them, because you'll be a double part-time worker. So you see, the people who were all in favor of it didn't understand the consequences.
Well,
eventually it hits them.
Listen, we're not
case in point, the professors at Harvard, who were all in favor of, well, I would say 95% of them were in favor of the Affordable Care Act. And now they've got to cough up the money to pay for it.
Yeah, well,
and now they're asking for an exemption. Exemption nothing, baby. You voted for it. You helped promote it. You pay it now.
Well, the Affordable Care Act, I mean, listen, folks need medical attention. Now, if you have money, you can afford a health plan, fine. But a lot of people, just because you're poor doesn't mean you should be denied access for health.
No, I'm not talking about denying access.
No, I'm just saying we have to solve these problems. And
you can't solve these problems as long as the lobbyists sit on your congressman and senator and tell them how to do and what to do and who to do.
Right. Well, this is how our system
works. And the only way to get rid of them is to clean out Congress once and for all and elect new people. And when they don't do what's right, you throw them out. The problem is...
But it comes down to you, and what you're saying I'm not disagreeing with overall, fundamentally, but it comes down to us as individuals to be good citizens, and the majority of us aren't.
The problem is...
New Bedford's news talk station.
And the problem is everybody will say, oh, my congressman is great. All the others are lousy.
Oh, I got to go. We got the ball. Listen, I'm sorry. I got to interrupt. We got the ball game coming up. I've got to cut off.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
No, bye-bye. Thank you, folks.